Hello, Woodland Joint Unified School District trustees. My name is Beha Springer, and I am the lead on this year's campaign for parent engagement, sponsored by Dingle PTA. Continued deep thanks for all that you do, all the time that you put in, and all the work that you put into supporting our school district, um, and for representing us, parents, our children, and the community, and all that you work and all the work that you do to support staff in the schools. Um, so this video, Advocacy on Parent Engagement Part 3, is a summary of 3 diverse parent interviews that we recorded and posted on our Dingle PTA YouTube channel for your listening. The recordings serve 2 purposes. First, on March 6th of this year, after hearing a presentation on the literacy plan at a board meeting, some of you wished to hear from more diverse parents on the plan. We know it's difficult for many parents to attend meetings, so we went to parents. Second, Jingle PTA is wrapping up our campaign to you this year to add parent voice, parent choice, and parent staff co-creation of meaningful parent engagement. Thank you so much for listening to this short summary of the 3 interviews. And thank you for listening to the entire interviews of those parents. And again, also thank you to those parents for their time and vulnerability in being interviewed and recorded for all to hear. So with that, we'll start. Okay. So starting with psychological safety is required. So just a quick note about this. It took a few months to assure staff that these recordings would be safe. The recordings are not complaints. They're not about people. Instead, the purpose is to reveal what parents really think, believe, and understand on a critical parent engagement topic, which I'll explain. So just a quick note about us for you and everybody else that's watching. So National PTA's mission is to make every child's potential a reality by engaging and empowering families and communities to advocate for all children. So though we are most known for fun events, fundraisers, and supporting our school, we are an advocacy organization. We build relationships with diverse people. We empower others with information and resources to PTA their way, and we join our voices together to support all children. PTA's values are collaboration, commitment, diversity, respect, and accountability. All right. So in our 3 interviews, we asked parents about grades, grade level, and resources in parent-teacher conferences as it relates to literacy. This slide caption is from a program supported by National PTA. It says, "Go beyond grades. Almost 90% of parents think their kids are at grade level, but only 30% of students demonstrate proficiency in math and reading. These are nationwide numbers. It's a serious problem because misunderstanding grades and grade level is a barrier to parents engaging more in their children's learning." And we know from many conversations over the past few years, parents have not been very low participation rate in the parent engagement programs offered through the school district. All right, so a few years ago in a Dingle parent survey, we noticed the same disconnect as shown on this slide in our own school. So for these interviews, we wanted to discover why the disconnect. We asked parents what they really think about grades and grade level. All right. So taking a step back to see the problem district-wide, so perhaps the way you guys might be looking at a parent engagement. So understanding grades and grade level is part of National PTA standards for meaningful parent engagement. So on the left side is a list of essential things that parents do to support their child's learning. Higher resource parents can do this more easily. Lower resource parents need more assistance from the school and district to do them. So the parent list is on the left. Parents communicate high expectations. They monitor their child's performance, support learning at home, guide their child's education, and advocate for their child. On the right are the standards for meaningful parent engagement by National PTA. These are the things that schools and districts do to support the list of meaningful parent engagement activities on the left. So on the right, this is what schools and districts do. They welcome all families, communicate effectively, support student success, speak up for every child, and share power. Our parent interviews on grades, grade level, and parent-teacher conferences are part of the Support Student Success Standard that supports parents to monitor their child's performance. My understanding is that there is no parent engagement standards. There are no parent engagement standards in the Woodland Joint Unified School District. However, I noticed that at least at Dingell's Parent Student Teacher School Compact, contains many of the things that align with these standards, which is great news. However, my understanding is that effectiveness and implementation are not monitored. So there's that. All right. So this slide is the diversity that is represented in our three parent interviews. It doesn't represent the entire school population, such as English learners, which is a key and large demographic at our school. We just ran out of time to get more. Um, my understanding is that these three parents that we interviewed have never communicated with you before. So their diversity includes on race, white, Hispanic, and non-Hispanic, education, some college, declined to state, and a master's degree. For income, low, declined to state, and not low. Here are a few themes we heard in common across the diverse parents. In a few instances, the parents shared these themes outside the recordings, so you won't be able to hear that. But please listen to each of the short recordings, the interviews themselves, to hear their full voices and context. So this is just what I lifted from hearing them myself. Um, so the biggest on bold and top is that all three parents would take action to support their child's education if they knew that there was a problem and they clearly knew that the school could not support and fix it. It has to do with language, tone, understanding, many factors, but all three would take action, and some of them have, if they knew that there was an issue that they needed to address. The next is all three hoped that their children would earn at least $90,000 per year. It was a clear indication in how they articulated that. All families knew what it takes to live, to rent or own a home to live here in Woodland. All three shared that state and iReady score and or iReady scores are either incorrect, not believable, not trustworthy, etc. All three, there was a variety of interpretations of report card grades. This not only are there variations in understanding, even though there's a key, we also know from experience that different teachers use the numbers differently. So a 2 to 1 teacher does not mean the same thing to a 2 to a different teacher. So just parents don't actually know. We don't know what the grades on the report card mean. Um, and none of the parents were given a connection between grade scores and the life goals and hopes and dreams they have for their children. There's there's just no connection made between those things. All right. Next is here's a sample or a few requests we heard from parents we interviewed. Plus on here is some requests we made from parents that we spoke to earlier this year. This is just a sample. Um, I am unaware of any master list, and that right there would probably be a very helpful solution if somebody managed a master list of requests. So these are the kinds of ideas that parents would bring to what we're advocating for is to share and control in parent engagement programming and implementation. So number one, great idea, give parents resources at parent-teacher conferences. Either handing them a resource that helps supports parents to support an issue on topic, that they're hearing about at the conference, or give them a resource to say where they can go get more support to help them support their child. Number two, give parents information that moves them to action. This addresses the report card grades, the scores, as well as the language and the tone that we use to communicate that information to parents. If parents are being told that their child is below grade level and they're walking away sort of indifferent, it means that they're not fully understanding, as well as not enabled to move to action. So that would be a signal. Three, give parents vouchers with a catalog to choose their own resources. Why not try? Four, offer more equitable and diverse resources and programming. We also heard this from teachers at the literacy plan meetings. Um, Parents need things that directly connect and support their child. And so there's some big issues about the diversity and of resources and who is able to access them. Number five is communicate who leads parent engagement. There are a lot of people, different people in the school district, schools in the school district with a role, title, some association with parent engagement, with nobody who is a clear leader of here's the standards, here's the goals, here's a measure for success, here's the most important thing that we need to move and make a difference on. That would be a really nice role to articulate and a person that we could hear from. Again, this is just a sample of requests. Somewhere, hopefully, there's a master list that these can be added to. All right, getting close to the end. If you haven't already, please meet with parents to hear about their parent engagement. For example, participate in a focus group at our school. Come visit, make it easy for parents to participate. A focus group facilitated by a neutral person from outside the school district who deeply understands what is meaningful parent engagement and makes it safe. That psychological safety is so key for parents to truly share comfortably what they think, what they believe, what they find confusing. Um, Another great option would be to shadow a sample of parent-teacher conferences and just listen and hear and observe. Um, a great win from these, in addition to you guys hearing directly about experiences, your participation will also help parents see and feel that you are representing them fully as our representatives. That would be very meaningful. Um, all right, with that, just thank you again for listening. Thank you for sharing this video. Thank you for all that you do for our students, our families, staff, and the community. Your role is so, so important. If you have any questions or comments, obviously you can email me directly about this slide and the interviews and this entire campaign. You can also email us at dingellptaacademics@googlegroups.com. You can download the parent interview questions from the YouTube description below. You obviously trustees and any other parents out there, download it, ask yourself the same questions. If you're willing to record and post somewhere to share, that would be amazing. Lift your voices. It's the only way for all of us to help solve problems and come up with some good, effective solutions. And also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel for updates. Thank you so much.